Obviously, we appreciate it. You may not appreciate it, and I'm talking about you, Liz. So don't do the cat hunt. Hi, my name's Mark.
And I'm Ned.
And this is Gus, and we've just returned from a 6-week adventure in the United Kingdom. Today we're sitting down with you to unpack our treasures, our souvenirs, and some of the fun things we picked up during this trip. So if you're interested in seeing some of the stuff we picked up on this trip, stick around and let's get into it. Thought we'd start off with a bang with some of the biggest souvenirs we have, and these are from Islander in Edinburgh. So we're going to start unbagging these and we'll show you what we've got. We took a workshop first with my parents and then again on our own to build these tweed bags at the workshop in Edinburgh.
You may have seen this on TikTok.
We had so much fun the first time we did the workshop when we were passing back through Edinburgh later in the trip. We thought we'd do it again. We found that it was pretty affordable. The price of the workshop, if you look it up, includes the bag that you make, and it's not much more expensive than just buying a bag in their sort of tourist retail store. And it was nice. It was nice to fill an hour. It was nice to do this hands-on activity, and you get to personalize the bag. You get to choose which piece of Harris tweed you want to use. You get to choose the strap colors, and then you go from there. So you'll see some of the bags when we show them up close have sort of mismatched features. Some of them have different panels, different colors of leather on one side versus the other. And that was something we were able to choose on purpose. It kind of carries a story later to say, I built this bag and I purposefully chose for one strap to be green and another strap to be brown. So you've got your bag. You want to show it off?
So for my bag, I chose this really pretty like sage green base with dark green sides. And I chose those, A, because green is my favorite color, but B, because I was so drawn to this beautiful tweed that had a lot of green undertones, but also some really beautiful red and blue running through it. So just, I don't know, I feel like it's very me.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
So this is one wash bag, sort of like a toiletries bag, but it's a nice rectangular bag. I'll show you the inside of this one. You could use it for anything. So I thought I might keep one here in the studio to use for knitting notions or, I don't know, a set of double-pointed needles, who knows. So this is one that I did. I love, love, love this tweed. I think it's so pretty. And I have sort of a baby blue leather all around with the dark blue on this side.
I like the mismatch. I think that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun to be able to personalize it. So those are our two wash bags. And then, as I said, we went back to the shop and we did the workshop a second time.
Yeah.
So the backpacks caught our eye the first time we were there, and we kept talking about it. We said, maybe we'll go back and buy one. And then you said, well, why don't we just do the workshop?
Yeah.
Because as I mentioned, it's not much more expensive to do the workshop. And then you fill your afternoon with an activity and you get to personalize it.
Yeah.
So this is the backpack we built together. We kept things pretty standard. We just have the brown leather everywhere, but we could have mismatched straps.
We did mismatch the top strap though.
The top strap we went with green. It was really hard to decide between a green leather backpack or a brown leather, but we liked this tweed, and the tweed seemed to go with better balance with the brown base. So here's the backpack. It's full of wool, so we'll unpack it and we'll show you that wool. But it's a nice size, and it's got traditional straps on the back, so you can really wear it like a backpack. So here's where we're starting off. We've got our Islander bags, and we have one more to show.
We do, and this one's very special.
Actually, we have two more to show.
Yes, that's right.
We'll have to find the last one.
So this one's very special because this is for our dear friend Megan, who you know from the channel. And we made her a purse, and I just think it's so pretty. It's that same tweed that I used for my wash bag with the beautiful colors running through the green neutral tone. But I just think that the, what is that, beige, would you say?
I guess, yeah.
The beige base, I think, is so elegant.
It looks kind of like banana on
Yeah.
camera, but it's not banana.
But then with the fun, the olive and then the brown straps, I just feel like it's very whimsical. It's very Megan.
Now inside, I found our last bag. So we did not make this bag. This is from the shop, and it's adorable. It's tiny. Tiny little bag. Don't eat that. Tiny little bag, green base, green tweed. I think it's so pretty. And we got this as a very small thank you for our friend Peg, one of my knitting mentors at Around the Table Yarns, who really said, you should go to Shetland. She planted the idea, and I said, sure, we've got time, maybe we will. And she said, you really need to go.
Yeah.
And then once we made the plans to go to Shetland, she gave us so many great recommendations of people we should meet, workshops we should see. So the whole way Burra Bears made it to you through my channel was through Peg.
Yeah.
And just the idea for so many things we filled our Shetland trip with.
We wouldn't even have gone to Shetland if it wasn't for her. So
Exactly.
Thank you, Peg.
So it seems, it's tiny, very small bag, but I thought it's adorable, and maybe she'll use it for something knitting related. You could fill this with some of your favorite notions. And it does have a strap, so you can actually wear it like a purse if you want to keep the tiniest things with you.
Yeah.
So a small way to say thank you, but we appreciated so much of her guidance in building this trip.
Yeah.
Okay, just unpacking as we go, smattering of things in front of us. If you watched our first Shetland video once we arrived, you will have seen this bunting. This was from Jameson's, and they use scrap Fair Isle fabric to create bunting. And they had hearts, stars, flags, and we thought the hearts were really gorgeous. I love how each one is different.
Yeah.
So it's not just a bunch of Fair Isle pieces cut from the same garment, but they're really individual across the line. So that's a really fun memento. Is that a word, right?
Memento.
Memento.
Not memento. That's moment in Spanish.
That's a really fun memento to have. We're excited to put it up around the house. Maybe put it up in here. Next up, we have a small set of stitch markers and a little case from Emma Ball. If you're an Emma Ball fan, you'll recognize the whimsical art. And we ended up picking up a couple of other Emma Ball things. I don't think during the trip in England, but I've picked some up in the last week here in Ohio. So you'll see those in the future on the channel. A little horse pin Christmas ornament from Buckingham Palace. This is something that I love. If you watched the Burra Bears video we did with Wendy, before we left, we weren't able to purchase a bear because, as you know, there's a waiting list and you can't just walk in and buy a bear because they're so popular. But I did see these pins. So it's her logo with the textured Fair Isle woodcut bear, and it's just a pin. So I thought, I'll bring this home. I'll wear this at work. I thought it was adorable. So I was really glad to be able to bring part of Burra Bears home.
We got a fat quarter of this really cute puffin fabric, puffin and seagulls. This was in Shetland in a quilting shop.
Quilting and yarn shop.
Yeah, quilting and yarn shop. And I just thought this was so cute. And one of our dear friends, Sue, who lives in Cleveland, is an amazing quilter. So we thought we'd pick this up for Sue.
And maybe she'll be able to use it for one of her quilts.
Yeah.
So nice to bring back little things. You'll see most of the stuff we bought is very little. One, so we can get it home, and two, because it's cheaper. It's easier to get more souvenirs along the way. You're so sweet. You're such a good boy. Goodness. All right. Next up, we have a couple pairs of socks, both corgis. Again, Buckingham Palace. We wanted a little corgi reminder. Whoa! Gus does not approve of the corgis.
You don't like the corgis?
He hears the word corgi and he wants us to cut it out.
Gus, do you want us to get a dog? What do you think?
Something we loved at Jameson's were these notebooks. They had large and small blank notebooks wrapped in the Fair Isle fabric, which we thought was such a cool idea. So we have a very small notebook for ourselves, and we have a larger notebook that we brought back as a gift. So I'll show that when we get to it, when we find it. And then something that I picked up most often were postcards. If you're familiar with my Patreon page, the Big Cat makers, I think it's the Big Cat tier, they get a postcard from me every month. And so I try to get them when I travel. So on this trip, we saw lots of great postcards, and they're great reminders of the activities we did and the places we went. So I have maybe 10, at least 6 or 7, but maybe like 10 different postcards, sets of postcards from the trip that I'll be able to send out over the next year, really, to those people in that tier on Patreon. So these are from our steam train journey to Mallaig when we were in Scotland. So I have a big stack of those that eventually will get sent out to some of you. So as I find postcards, I'm going to stack them all up, keep them in one place so they're organized here in the studio.
Yeah.
All right, our next batch of things. In front of us, we have a beautiful tea towel. It's a Highland coo. We only saw 4 or 5 Highland cows, and they were just by the side of the road in Shetland. We didn't do any sort of Highland cow farm visit. We should have. Hindsight is 2020. But we have a tea towel because they're gorgeous and they're one of your favorite animals.
They are my favorite
in the world.
These were from a cute little French restaurant that I saw in Shetland, and they just had them in the window, and they just look really cute, like little vintage puffins and Fair Isle sweaters.
Really adorable.
Yeah.
They're all about puffins. So cute.
So we got one for us and then one for some friends.
The next thing I'll talk about is this yarn. One of our stops in Shetland was at Uredale Farm, and the company is Uredale Yarns. You may have heard of it, and they use Shetland wool. They have sheep there, and all of their yarn dyeing, the whole process is organic. So they have really beautiful ranges of colorways, and I picked up a little bit of yarn for Megan and for our friend Mary. Both of them had some yarn picked out for projects they'll do. So I can't remember exactly what their combinations will be like, and I think there might be a little more Uredale yarn hiding in a bag, but this is an example of some of it. It's beautiful Shetland wool, non-superwash, great for steeking, great for color work, and lovely colors. So I think the two of them are doing some color work mittens or gloves, and maybe another project out of some of this.
I love how earthy the colors are.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Eventually that video will come to the channel. We sit down with Ronnie, the owner of Uredale Farm, and he tells the story of how the business started, what their aim is to preserve several of the breeds on Shetland and offer this organic fiber to the world.
So next are a few things from an artist on Shetland named Avril Thompson Smith, who had a beautiful gallery that I stumbled into. And we had seen a lot of her paintings all over the islands.
Yeah.
And I actually got to meet Avril, and she was wonderful. Avril, if you're watching, thanks for talking to me for 20 minutes. You're so great. And not only does she have artwork, but she also has beautiful ceramics that she does. And these I just thought were so cute. She makes these little croft houses, the traditional Shetland, or Scottish, I should say, croft house. And they were all different colors, and so I got a couple, and they are just so sweet.
Yeah, really beautiful. And we did see her things all over the island, the islands. We would be at welcome centers, we would be at the Textile Museum, the History Museum, the ferry on the way to and from Shetland, and we would see her art and a lot of these pieces that she designs.
Yeah.
These we thought were great. She had like horse, sheep, and maybe cows.
Yeah.
Different pins that again are painted, and it's not exactly a knitted pattern, but it's the idea.
Yeah.
The idea of all of this color work representing the textile industry in Shetland.
Oh, puffin.
There we go. So
cute.
We also picked up this print, not at her studio, but in another space, because we weren't sure if we would see it again. And these paintings represent homes on Shetland. So they're based on actual homes, actual plots of land. And so we wanted to find a home that was near the island where we stayed for the week. So we have this as a great memory of our time, just the few days we got to spend there. Next up is this poster that we bought at Jameson and Smith. You may have seen it hanging behind us in our Airbnb on Shetland. When we got home that day, we saw it hanging in the living room. We thought, oh, that's familiar, because we had just purchased this. It details all of the markings for Shetland sheep, which I think is a fun poster. And somebody saw it from that Shetland video we made and asked if they can buy it online. And I think it is available through Jamison and Smith's website. So if you want to go to Jamison and Smith, not to be confused with Jameson, you can find this on the website. Next, I've got a little coaster, the Cat's Whiskers Cat Cafe in New York. I went to the cafe with my mom right before you got to Durham. So we had a day trip to York with the choir that we were singing with, and it was while you were making your way from Germany to England. So Mom very kindly went to the Cat Cafe with me. It was a beautiful cat cafe, and I think I have a little bit of footage of me knitting away with some cats, and we didn't purchase anything there, but we have a little keepsake. Earlier we mentioned Mallaig, our steam train trip to northwest Scotland, and we saw this hanging in one of the shops. I just liked all the pictures. This is what it was like. The harbor, really cute shops. We had great fish and chips there.
Yeah. Probably
really
best.
good. Yeah, I think so. And a little bit of wildlife, etc. And then there is where our steam train went for our postcard too. So another nice reminder of one of our adventures.
Yeah. These are things that I picked up on my part of the trip when I was in Germany. This is called the Ampelmann, and he is the walk signal in Germany that they use for the crosswalks. And I just think he's so cute. You might remember from our first Shetland video when I talked about Shetland tweed and how it's a dying art. And so I just wanted to show this was the Shetland tweed bag that I bought, and I just think it's so stunning. It's hard to see in the light, but it's actually like a very deep green color. It's really gorgeous.
I love the purple that runs through it. Really pretty bag.
Yeah, I'm excited to use it.
Yeah. I have so many postcards in front of me. The first set from the final leg of our trip in Dublin, the doors of Dublin, Dingle with all the sheep. And then I've got that. So those will be going out in the coming several months to those big cat supporters on Patreon. I'll just go through the rest of the postcards that are here. These were from Lindisfarne. I did make a video about Lindisfarne, the Holy Island, and it really was a beautiful day, a beautiful experience to be there. And I remember we said we would love to go back.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, we'd enjoy spending like 3 days, 4 days, having a dedicated trip there. I did pick up some Durham postcards. It's where we spent the first week of the England trip when we were singing with the church choir from Chattanooga. So again, I'm stocked with postcards for almost the next year, which is good because I can never find them in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So these next postcards are some of my favorites. I'm going to hand them to you as we go. These are scenes from different parts of England, and they say on the back where they are, a Lancashire village. I just thought the art was beautiful. And yours was?
This was Piccadilly Circus.
In York, they also have a cat hunt, which if you live in York, you already know. If you're going to York, I think it's a fun way to see the town. It's essentially a walking tour to see various historic sites of the city through cats, through different cat sculptures and cat art that exist in the city, which I think is very sweet. Obviously, we appreciate it. You may not appreciate it, and I'm talking about you, Liz. So don't do the cat hunt.
These I just thought were really cute. These are from Durham Cathedral. It's a pencil case, and it's got all different monks doing different things. And I just think it's funny that the one on the end is having a drink while the others are doing all their little daily tasks.
I like this one with the hood.
Yeah, and we of course like the one that's singing.
The singing one's very cute. So, fun souvenir. I'll probably put something fiber related in it. Next I have some yarn. This is from LangZund, and this was a Shetland yarn company. We haven't shown this footage yet. It'll make it to the channel in the coming weeks. And we met with Donna Smith. Donna, you may know from the Babel hat from Shetland Wool Week a few years back. I'll pop it on the screen here. So it was really cool to meet her after knowing her design and seeing it all over the world for the last few years.
Yeah.
And her shop that's attached to her home in Shetland was really beautiful. She dyes yarn, and the yarn comes from her own sheep, which is really beautiful
Yeah.
that this is such a local process. And she dyes with a lot of botanicals, a lot of natural dyeing. And she had pictures of her process to show what that's like when she goes through the dyeing process and hangs things out on the line to set and dry. So we have 3 skeins here. This one, shade Moss, is dyed with rhubarb leaves and indigo. And I think it's a beautiful soft green. I love this color.
Yeah.
It feels almost sagey.
Hmm.
And we got a neutral, I think a natural undyed, that we could pair with it. So I think we picked out one of her colorwork hats. Yeah. You narrowed it down from things that you liked. And so I'll make a hat with these 2 together, and then I'll have enough of this natural to pair with this skein. And so the 2 of us will end up with matching knit hats in different colors. And this shade that I think was for my hat is Winter Loch, and it was dyed with fustic, logwood, and indigo. And I love the variety, the variation in it. So I'm excited to see what both of these hats will look like once we have caked up the yarn and it starts turning into fabric.
Yeah.
So we'll check back in, and eventually we'll share that footage with Donna. She was a lovely host.
Yeah. These were a couple final things I got from Germany. This was a gift from Mark, and it is just a cute little bag. And the pop art is a bear, and I can't remember what his mascot's name
like
is.
the tree of friendship.
No.
The tree of life.
No.
So that's it.
It's a bear.
The tree of
Because
friendship.
it's the mascot of Berlin.
If you know, tell us.
I could probably look
We
it
don't
up
know.
too. And then in Leipzig, Germany, I got just a couple cute little Bach-related things. Leipzig, for those of you who don't know, is very important to musicians because it's where J.S. Bach lived. And so that's where I was for the first couple weeks of our trip. So this is just a cute card of showing Bach hanging his music to dry on the clothesline. Then I got some buttons. I have a button that says tenor and a button that says bass. One's for Mark and one's for me. And they're in Bach's handwriting, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I like that. All right, our final batch of things. I'll start with some postcards. These are from St. Michael's Mount in Marazion. We thought it was Marazion, but the locals said Marazion. So, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you're in Marazion. So there's that. Very cool. We walked across as the tide was going out and splashing through on the path, and then eventually it was cleared, which was a very cool experience. Yeah. I think the final postcards I have from the trip are from Bath or Bath. And I couldn't decide which I liked the best, so I ended up getting this style that has so many pictures. So those are lovely. And I'm set with postcards for a while. Earlier we were looking for the other notebook. This is another Fair Isle notebook from Jameson's of Shetland that will go to Megan. I just thought this was the coolest thing. I'm obsessed.
These next things I found in Bath, and they reminded me of our 3 babies. They're 3 little choir boy kittens. So we have Gus and Scout and Big Cat, and they really do look like them.
They really do, yeah, they're personalized. When we were at the Ginger Twist in Edinburgh, I picked up buttons. I think only one set are for me. Which ones were for me? I think this one.
Those ones, yeah.
So these I thought might work for my sea glass sweater.
Oh, pretty.
And if not, I'll use them for something else, but I thought they were really pretty. Pigeon Wishes, and the color, I don't remember the color. KAL was the abbreviation. And then I think all 3 of these button sets are for Eliza. Eliza sent me with specific colors and patterns picked out. So I'll just show them up close. I love the style of all of these.
I'm so curious to know how they make them with all the colors, you know.
It's really cool. So those are all from Ginger Twist in Edinburgh. Next, I have a simple tote bag that I picked up at the Caledonian Wool Company. This was in Fort William, and we didn't have much time there to actually shop. So a bag it was, but it's nice that at least it's got the name, it's got the logo. So when I reach for the bag, It'll be a good reminder of my time in Fort William and my time at the shop. Speaking of bags, I think one of the best bags from the trip has to be this. It's our Gus bag. It's beautifully embroidered. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's like threaded embroidery, not just a screen print. And the bag is lovely. The bag will stand up on its own. It's gusseted at the bottom. It's got a nice shimmery lining. So I'm not exactly sure what I'll put in it yet, but it's definitely a bag that I want to parade around, you know, have it at the local yarn shop, etc. So people can ask about it and I can tell them all about my cat. I'm looking at you, Liz. Anyway, very excited about this bag. And it was a surprise from Ned to me.
I do things nice occasionally.
I do things nice. Do you want to show this from the same shop?
Sure. From the same shop in York, which was a whole cat-themed shop, which I just loved.
Shout out to Ellen for hooking us
Ellen
up with the best day in York and making sure that we did visit this cat shop.
We had so much fun. We got this adorable tea towel that has our babies yet again. We've got Scout and Big Cat and Gus and some other friends.
I think here's Scout.
Oh yeah, that's
Look at that
Scout.
lumpy boy. He's so cute. Right now he's sleeping in the yellow chair in here. I'll try to get a clip and put it in. Okay, we interrupt the souvenirs to bring you what I think is a really special story about us. If you weren't prepared for the video to be about us, then welcome to the channel. Anyway, when we were at Wigmore Hall for our competition, we had just performed our first round set. We were nervous, we were excited. It was a big deal, a big opportunity to be there. So we left stage. I think I immediately changed out of my performance clothes. I just wanted to be comfortable and relax while we awaited the news of whether or not we go on in the competition. Spoiler alert, we didn't win, but that's okay. So as we're sitting backstage, one of the stagehands comes into the holding room and says, "Oh, excuse me, someone brought a gift for you." And we thought, a gift for us? Anyway.
Well, we didn't know anybody that was going to be
We didn't
there.
know. So one of my lovely, lovely friends that I've made through this YouTube channel is Peter. And I think Peter is in Wales, or at least close to the border of England and Wales. And Peter had given us a gift. He came to the competition. I didn't know he was going to be there. He got us this perfect card. Absolutely perfect. And wrapped up in the bag was a tea towel. Again, just precious. I feel like my friend Liz, if she's watching this at this point, she's going to be catted out. Sorry, Liz. And nobody jump on Liz. Liz loves the cats. She supports the cats. She's not a cat person, and that's okay. Great tea towel. And then gray tabby cat salt and pepper shakers, which are really cute. So we were just surprised and taken aback. So it was really touched. Really touched. It was so special to open that up and think, who could this be from? And then it's from Peter. And I realized Peter, who we've met now virtually through this channel, which just, it felt really cool in the moment to have somebody come backstage and say, oh, there's a gift someone has sent for you. So thank you, Peter. This touched us more than you know. And we're so excited both to have these beautiful items in our home, but also for them to be so closely linked to that really special moment for us getting to sing and play at Wigmore Hall.
The Grouchy one looks like
amazing.
Big Cat.
Amazing. So thank you again, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Next up, a gift from my mom. We got back on the steam train in Mallaig, where she gifted us with a deck of cards. We love to play cards in this house. And we were playing cards on the train. So she picked out this set of goofy sheep, which are really cute. Time to put your feet up with the upside down sheep there. So we immediately opened them up and played on the train. And again, a great memory, a great reminder.
When we were in London and we went to Beautiful Knitters, we saw this really cute tea towel, got a lot of tea towels,
We like to collect the tea towels.
We do.
They don't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Eventually they get retired because you've used them to, I don't know, clean something, or they get singed, or what have you. So that's one of our favorite things to get on our travels.
But this one's similar to our poster of Shetland sheep, all the different sheep, but this is just British sheep in general. And it was just really cute. And it's a nice soft towel.
I also like that it's black and white.
Yeah.
I think it's calm, straightforward, pleasant. We're excited to show it off.
Yeah.
Also from Beautiful Knitters, I have a few notions. My friends Mary and Megan both sent us with a budget to say, surprise us with notions when you come back, which was a fun way to shop, so we weren't spending all of our money, and to be able to pick things out for friends that we think they'll enjoy using. So a couple of enamel pins. I love enamel pins. I never really know where to put them, but sometimes I find it very appropriate to put them on a project bag, to just have them closely related to a project. And then I had never seen a row counter like this. It's extremely decorative. It'll clip onto your work, and it's just got the dial on the side, so you can count 1 through 9, or 0 through 9. And this is for Megan. She likes bees, so I saw that and I thought it was really classy. I've only ever seen plastic clicky row counters, and so I thought that's a good addition. Speaking of class, I saw these markers, and I just thought, how gorgeous are these? They look like jewelry. They look like earrings, but one is a fixed marker and the other you could clip onto your work. I thought they were gorgeous, so those are going to Mary, and hopefully she'll be able to use them for some projects. And then for myself, I saw all of these cats. I normally don't go for novelty markers. I like a utilitarian marker. I like a simple, small, circular stainless steel marker. But I just thought the cats were really adorable, and I like that we have our Orange Gus, we have Big Cat. We don't really have Scout, so that's fine. He doesn't know how to knit. He won't miss out. But that was for me. Last but not least from Beautiful Knitters is another simple tote bag. I think I'll be able to pack up Mary's things in the tote bag to give back to her, and we'll probably pack Megan's things in her tweed bag. And hopefully they'll both be thrilled. More Mary and Megan. I finished up the rest of their budgets at This Is Knit in Dublin, and I'll have a video about This Is Knit coming out in the future weeks. We'll start with a drawstring bag. It's got sort of their front facade, which I thought was really cute, the brick with the window. And then something not really fiber related, but I thought very cute in their shop. It's a set of soap, handcrafted Irish donkey milk soap. I don't know her, that's fine. And it's a pair of sheep. I don't know if you can see them very well through their wrapping, the plastic on them.
Oh, they smell nice.
But they're really adorable, so might be an entertaining gift. We'll see. And then a couple other things from This Is Knit. Next, I have 2 mini skeins. These are right by the register at This Is Knit. It's their in-house brand, Townhouse Yarns, and these are dyed locally, and it's their own colorways, which I thought would be a fun keepsake, a fun souvenir. I know it's just a mini skein, so you can't do a lot with it, but perhaps it'll be something they can each throw into a larger project and be able to have that memory attached to it. And the final items from This Is Knit, another enamel pin, really beautiful sheep pin. And then I got them matching sets of markers that were extremely stereotypically Irish. So we have the hat, the sheep, and the shamrock. One stray gift that was wrapped up separately is this little dish that Ned picked out for me at an artist's collective in Zion. And it's got the yarn ball and the needles, really beautiful and locally made, which is lovely. A lot of the things that I picked up will go in this room. I'll try to put the poster up, we might have the bunting up somewhere, and I'm really excited about that, to be able to come in here, sit down to film, and look around and have a lot of happy memories, a lot of inspiration, because it still feels a little weird to come into the room by myself, put a microphone on, and talk to myself, talk at the camera for however many hours I do that each week. So I'm really excited to have these memories displayed all around me. And I think it will make my time spent here with you and my time spent here in this room even more warm and special.
The moment they've all been waiting for.
The final set of souvenirs we have to show, which we aren't really showing today, so it's a bit of a tease, is our yarn haul from Jameson's of Shetland. It doesn't look like much, but what you see in this vacuum-packed bag is 3 hours of hard work, crossing our eyes, laying yarns out in different combinations to try to find the color palettes for 3 different colorwork sweaters. A sweater for Ned, a sweater for me, and then maybe an additional sweater vest. So we will sit down, we will open this bag up, and we will show you every color. We'll talk about the palettes, we'll talk about the patterns we decided on in a future video. So it made it here safely. 3 sweater quantities packed up in a very tidy bag here.
Yeah.
So we'll let the yarn breathe. It'll regain itself, its composure, and then we'll carry on with this project. So for another video. All right, we did it. I hope this video had something in it that might have been slightly entertaining. I hope it passed the time for you. I wanted to make sure that we sat down to show you all of the things we picked up throughout the trip. A lot of special things that I want to share, and soon they'll get packed up or displayed and put throughout the house or given away to our friends. So I wanted to make sure before those things go their separate way, we had a chance to share them with you. So many of you, I really appreciate you taking the trip with us. You watched the videos we shared. Hopefully you'll continue to enjoy the various Shetland videos and England, other Scotland videos we have for you. And I appreciate any comments you choose to leave. So when you comment here, when you comment on Instagram, writing to me on Ravelry or through email, it's all really enjoyable for me to actually get to know you. And Ned too. You like to read most everything.
I do. I read every single comment.
Yeah. So we're enjoying this journey. We really appreciate you welcoming us into your lives, into your homes. And if there's anything you want to share, anything that you noticed in the video that you liked or have thoughts on, let us know in the comments. And we can't wait to share more of the journey with you in the coming weeks and months. As always, thanks so much for spending this time with us. Happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy crafting to you, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.